Welcome to this podcast, to this ClearWater podcast. I will do this podcast in English because I have many friends all over the world and I can reach them best when I talk English. I know my English is everything else than perfect, but I try my best to bring this message out. Maybe later I will do also podcasts in German. We will see how everything develops. Why I'm doing this podcast right now. I like to talk about water, talking kind of clear water, because many people ask me why I have such a passion for water and why I'm really why I'm really being into this topic so much, why I'm working in water and meditating about water, and why it just plays such a big role in my life. And it is not really so easy to answer this question in a few words. So I just thought this is a good opportunity to share some of my experiences I have with water, and maybe this will explain a little bit about this passion of mine. It is not really easy to put these experiences, these emotions, these kind of sensations in words, but I will try my best to describe this for you. I had many situations in my life where water was kind of a key for me. Water always gives me this aha moments where I really go, okay, now I understand. Where it makes kind of like everything makes sense. I just feel often like I am myself kind of an echo for water. I really have the feeling that water is talking to me, and I receive messages inside of my whole body, and it feels like an echo is making a sound inside my whole body, and I'm vibrating in this special sound frequency. So when this sounds kind of crazy for you because you never had such experiences, or it is everything so new for you, maybe it helps when you see these images where this sound water images where sound is used to bring water in a special vibration, and then it shows special images like the flower of life or other geometric forms. And I often feel like because my whole body is almost water, we like 70-80% pure water beings. So I really feel often that that my body is full of this kind of sound images from special frequencies I receive. Also water gives me really kind of goosebumps in special moments, and water brings me kind of messages I really didn't hear in my ears, but I feel it as kind of a vibration in my whole body. And also I have the feeling that water always gave me comfort in my life. In every situation, I felt comfort when I was around water or in water. It just helped me also in many challenging moments, or when my energy level is down, or when my energy level is too high. So water always helped me to find the right energy level in life, and always comforts me. Also I have the feeling with water I can reach other dimensions. I'm kind of able to travel inside of me, in other dimensions, other worlds. And maybe you can imagine this when you're watching a movie and someone is really remembering something, or is having a sensation, or gets really deep feelings of knowing, then there comes a special music in the movie, and time gets very slow, and everything around is like not important anymore. This person is totally centered and is just knowing something, remembering something, and getting like kind of this aha moment. And it is really like, for me, it is really like this in life. Very often that when I'm around water, I just have this special feelings of, okay, yeah, I understand, I know, I remember. And nothing else can give me this feeling I have when I'm around water or in water. And maybe it helps when I when I tell you something about some of my life experiences I've had, to understand this a little bit better, because it might sound really new or weird for you, but maybe it helps when I give you some examples from life situations where I really had this aha moment. And maybe the first step was when I was a little child. I really remember my childhood very well. I also remember the time when I was 2 years old. And I don't know if this is really usual, but I talked to many people about this, and nobody could remember things from where he or she was 2 years old. But I really can. And I remember that my parents bought me a cuddle toy, and they gave this cuddle toy to me, and this toy was it was a little fish. And yeah, I gave this toy a name, and the name of this toy was Flossie, and that's in English it might sound like the word flipper. I'm not sure how old I was when I got Flossie, but I really remember when I was laying in bed with this cuddle toy Flossie, holding him very tight in my arm, and I imagined to swim with him in the open ocean, in the water, and I experienced a journey inside of me where I was able to enter the microcosmos of life, like the being in the environment of cells, single cells, and really like in this microscopic world. When you look through a microscope, I was able to travel in this world very deep in, and then also in the same time I was able to enter the macrocosmic world, like the universe with all its planets and stars and nebulas and everything. And I was able to switch from the microcosmos to the macrocosmos very fast, like in seconds. When I wanted to be in the microcosmos, I was there, and when I wanted to be in the macrocosmos, I could switch immediately over. And that was really an interesting experience when I was a little child. And I always had the feeling that this cuddle toy, this Flossie, helped me to travel through these different worlds, and I always hold him tight in my arm. Yeah, this is my first experience. I really remember traveling through water with my little fish from the microcosmos to the macrocosmos, back and forth. And one day Flossie was gone because I cuddled him so much that only a few pieces were left of him, and my mom threw the rest of my Flossie in the garbage, and I was so sad. And something really nice happened a few years ago. My dad made me for Christmas a really nice present. He tried to found this special fish, Flossie, again to make it as a Christmas present for me. And even he's not in the internet at all, he found one fish who looked similar to my Flossie back in my childhood, and he found this fish in Florida. It was the only one he could find on the internet, even after he was searching for one years on every flea market around. So when he gave me this present on Christmas, when I unpacked the package, that was unbelievable. I only saw the little flipper of this cuddle toy and already started crying, and a really emotional wave hit me when I hold this cuddle toy in my hands again, that I really was surprised about this. About this, how intense it felt, about this intense emotional wave. Yeah, this was my cuddle toy Flossie, who traveled with me through water, from microcosmos to macrocosmos and back. And then another story I remember is when I came to kindergarten. I think I was 3 years old. My mother brought me there, and back then in the 70s, it was usual that you just bring your child there, even on the first day, and just leave your child there without any trying, without getting comfortable with the new environment. And for my senses, it's really brutal for the child when it's always with his parents home, and then from one day to the other day it comes in the kindergarten, where everything is new. The child knows nobody and just have to stay there. Thank God that this is not like this anymore in these days. Children have the opportunity with their parents to to get used to the kindergarten weeks before, and they can come for a few hours and stay how long they want and then go back home. And then finally, when the child comes to kindergarten, it knows already the environment, it knows already the people, the children, the rooms, everything. And it doesn't feel like a stranger anymore, and it is able to stay there comfortable even when the mother or the father is gone. But back then in the 70s, it wasn't like this. So my mom brought me to this kindergarten, and then she said, okay, you have to stay here now, and I take you back home later in a few hours. And I remember the women from the kindergarten just pushed my mom out of the room, and told her, go home, everything is fine. And I was crying. I was really crying. I couldn't understand what was going on and why my mom have to leave me now, why she can't stay with me there. Okay, I was crying, really loud crying, really big crocodile tears. And my mom didn't felt comfortable. I've seen that, but she had to go. And then they took me in this room, and the women tried to calm me down and try to motivate me to play something and everything. But I wasn't interested at all. I was just sitting there on a chair and was so sad, and tried to understand everything. And then I've seen after a while that some other children were doing something at a table. They cutted paper with a scissor, and they seemed to have fun with this. And I was just watching what they were doing. And then one pedagogue came to me and said, hey, you want to try this? It's fun, come on. And what they were doing was they took paper and cut it so when they cut the special forms in it, and open the paper up, it would become this really nice snowflake, which you can put on the window. I don't know if you know this. You just take paper and I don't know the English word. You just take this paper and you fold it. Yeah, you fold it, and then you make with the scissors some forms in it, and when you open it up, it gives this beautiful snowflake. And yeah, something motivated me to try it. And okay, I made this really beautiful snowflake with this other children on the chair, and on the table. And in this moment where I opened up this paper snowflake I've made, in the same moment it started outside snowing. I remember I was sitting on a window, and it was still a little bit dark outside because it was early in the morning in the winter in Germany, so it's not really light outside. It's a little bit dark. And the snowflakes outside were falling down on the ground, very like smooth, kind of smooth. And some snowflakes touched the window. And when they touched the window, sure, they melted. And they became really fast a water drop. So they kind of kissed the window and then melted slowly from the snowflake to a water drop. And I remember I was sitting on my chair with this paper snowflake in my hand, and then I was standing up and I walked to the window because it was like the snowflakes outside were like kind of a magnet for me. I walked to the window and with my paper snow crystal in my hands, and then I watched how they became water drops when they kissed the window. And I don't know how long I was standing there at this window, but this was really like kind of this aha moment for me as a little child, where I recognized a deep truth inside of me. It was like I made the connection. I made the connection that was like an unseen cable from me to this snowflake, which became a water drop. I just felt connected, and I didn't felt lonely anymore. That was the most important feeling in this moment. My mother was gone, and I felt so, in the beginning, so lonely. But in this moment, this water drop with this snowflake really comforts me. I felt kind of, okay, I'm kind of something bigger. I'm just, something is holding me. Something is holding me and gives me a warm comfort feeling. And at this moment, I started also to feel comfortable in this kindergarten. And yeah, because I've known I'm not alone. Even when my mother is gone, I'm not alone. I'm held, I'm connected. And it's just really difficult to find words for this, because it was such an intense sensation with my whole body that it is really not easy to find words for this. But maybe you had similar experiences, or you're able to imagine how this might felt for me. Yeah, and there have been so many situations in my life where it was so intense, like this. I also remember another situation. I don't know my exact age. I think I was like around 5 or 6 years old, and I was in the bathroom. It was evening, it was already dark outside, and there was only a little lamp or light in this bathroom. And I took some water in my hands and wanted to wash my face with this water. I washed my face a few times, and then my mom called me. She said, "Daniela, get ready," or something like that. Or Danny, my family calls me Danny or Dani. And then I remember I holded this water in my hands and looked at this water, and I thought, okay, this is me now. Daniela, that's me right now. That's kind of weird. Okay, but I accept that this is me right now, and okay. But the weird thing was that this thoughts were not like in my head. These thoughts I had in this moment, I couldn't really explain I can't really explain if the water I had in my hands said that to me, or if I said that to myself inside my brain, inside my head. And also this was a intensive sensation which I felt in my whole body, like almost in every cell of my body, and where my body really felt like an echo of this thoughts. And I really thought in this moment, okay, who exactly is thinking here? And at the other time, I understood everything. I thought, okay, now I'm Daniela in this body, and this seems to be my life. And I will play everything fine. But in this moment, I also knew that this is only temporary. That this is not that this body is not really my forever home. yeah, I don't know. This is really hard to explain. Then I had another feeling or another experience where I almost drowned in water. It was back then when we were like teenagers, and it was kind of a game to put someone underwater and see this person struggle and let this person up on the surface back again when it's almost the last second. And there were some teenagers, they put me down underwater for a really, really long time. And I remember I really felt like panic feelings. I really thought I have to die now. I didn't have the ground under my feet. I was struggling, and then there was a voice that said to me, "Don't worry, everything will be okay. Everything will be all right." And I thought I will lose my consciousness, and I was almost getting totally out of air and swallowing water. And from this moment when I heard this voice or received this voice of water in my body like an echo, I knew just everything will be all right. My fear, my panic, my struggle, everything was gone. And I just felt only peace. And then I just remember that I woke up out of the water. I think I was unconscious for a while. I don't know how long, but I just felt totally peace inside of me. Everyone was worried about me, and everyone was scared if I'm okay, but I just felt total peace. Maybe someone can question this now and say, okay, why you know that water gave you this peace, that water gave you this peaceful voice and said everything will be all right. It could be maybe the voice of God or the voice of angels or whatever. But for me, water is everything. For me, water is life, and I just know the special feeling when my body makes the connection to another body of water. So I just feel the difference, or I just feel the sensation, and I feel when I make the connection to another body of water, and this water is giving me a message, kind of. I also have this huge feeling of connection and connection when I'm swimming or snorkeling or diving in natural waters, in seas or in the open ocean. I really feel so connected to like my soul home. And for me, water is pure consciousness. And for me also, water is the soul from all of us, but also from every single person. That is how I view and experience water. And I also remember when I, in my student times, I was living directly on a street with a swimming pool, and I went there swimming almost every morning before going to university. And I still remember that one day I was laying there in this water on my back and had my hands and my feet away from me, like I was swimming there like a sea star on the water surface on my back. And I felt so at home. I felt so peaceful, and I felt so held by this water that I really said to this water, "Here I am, water. How can I serve you? Please show me the way. My life is yours." Something like this. Maybe not this exactly words, but from the main feeling, this intensive feeling I gave to the water and said, "Here I am, take me, I'm you. I like to serve you for any purpose you want to, for life." And then later there was another moment, a few years later, where my life really got I really struggled with different circumstances and situations, and everything was different from what I've planned. I planned to have a family and getting married and get a normal life, some kind of that what everybody wish for a normal life. But everything came different. I separated from the father of my child, and I was alone, a single mother, still studying and working, and everything was really heavy for me. And I really had a lot of fear if I can handle everything on my own. And I remember one morning I was in the shower, and I just had the feeling of that I can control anything. So no matter what I plan or what I try to do, the things are not really in my control. And that really gave me a lot of fear. And I started talking to, I don't know, to a kind of God, to water, to something that might hurt me. And I said, you have to help me to make things more easy. Otherwise, I can't serve you anymore. Because this is too heavy for me. And you have to really help me to find my way. And to handle everything. And then there came a moment which I call the shower of graciousness or the shower of mercy. I was standing under the shower, and in this moment of totally despair, a really loud and warm and lovely voice entered my whole body, my whole being, inside and outside of my body, and said to me, have faith, trust. And this was kind of so overwhelming. I can't really describe this in words, but this lovely, warm and loud voice put me down to my knees. I was in the shower and I fell down on my knees and started crying, because in this moment I felt really this graciousness that the Spirit had answered me, that the Spirit heard my voice, heard my prayers, and answered me. And I didn't hear this words in my ears. I felt it in my whole body, like maybe you can imagine standing next to a huge gong, like an instrument. When somebody is hitting this gong and this vibration goes through your whole body, and through your whole being, and it gives you just a wonderful feeling of love and gratitude and comfort and warmness. It was like kind of like this, but there are not really words to describe this whole experience. Yeah, this was really also one intense moment I had with water, because I really had the feeling that this voice, this message came out of water, out of the water from the shower I was standing under. And all these experiences I've told you now have been really intense, but this was maybe the most intense situation I've had so far. There are many, many more, but when I would tell all the situations, this podcast wouldn't finished in a few hours. Maybe one day I really find time to write everything down in a book, or find another form to express this for people who are interested in this, or just for the expression of myself. Because I have lately such an urge to bring all these experiences I've had, I've made. I really like to bring this out. It feels like a big pressure inside of me, and I can't hold this in anymore. Something tells me, maybe water tells me, bring this out. This have to come out. Don't hold this for you. And I don't know if this is having meaning for someone, or maybe can help someone to even understand situations in their own lives better, or having same experiences. I don't know, but I just have to bring this out. Yeah. As many of my friends know, I work a lot in water. For many years I did swimming and diving with babies, aquatic body work, yoga in water, and helping also traumatized children to find a new relationship to water. And when I work in water, it is for me like kind of bathing in consciousness, and also the perfect medium to heal all traumas people ever experienced in their life, and also for myself to heal my traumas I experienced also in my life. And dolphins, whales, sharks, everything what lives also in the oceans and in the sea, all the creatures of the sea are feeling like family for me. And I have also a really intensive relationship to all creatures of the sea. But maybe this is another this is a topic for another podcast, I think, because otherwise this gets too long. And many friends and people ask me why you called your website Water Angel. Do you think you are a water angel? And then I smile or laugh most of the time, because for me this is not so personal. I have more the feeling that an angel of water is talking to me all the time, or water itself, and that water is bringing me some kind of a message. When we translate the word angel, that means messenger. The word angel means messenger. It's the messenger of God. In all religions you can see this. I feel like a messenger for water. I like to be a voice for water, and I don't I don't think I'm myself a water angel, but I like to bring some messages out which I received from water. Actually, the word water angel, or in German Wasserengel, existed when I was sitting on my desk, and I was thinking about how can I name this web page, and I knew it has to do something with water. Okay, water was the first term, and then I was thinking water love, water passion. I don't know what I've all came up with. But then I saw a photograph from Masaru Emoto, which he photographed from the water, what was informed with the word angel, and this makes a really beautiful crystal form, like a circle, like a ring, out of many little water crystals. And then I thought, okay, that's it, a ring, like a circle where many crystals came together in one circle. I like that idea, that many beings, many people coming together in one circle for the same cause, maybe. And then the name Water Angel was born, because this photography from Masaru Emoto was like blinking in my eye, and that's the main reason. Yeah, there's many more I could tell, many stories and experiences, but I think I will finish this podcast here because otherwise it's getting too long, and I will bring out more podcasts with other themes, and I just hope this can help you in a way, or you can enjoy this in a way, and that my my English is really understandable. I tried my best to express myself in English. That's it so far. I thank you for listening, and I wish you many water angels on your way, by your side, in your everyday life, now and always.